ready to pull lines. Do the bow line first, and it looks like we got a little wind coming from the left here, so we will take that one line last. Question is, do I need to have a little power on? Probably. So I should probably do that right now. Give it a little bit of power, and enough to slacken that line on the upwind. Too much. Checking for just a little slack, but even that's too much. So, well, we'll just have to go for it here. That's rather critical. Forgot to take my axe and saw. I'm not looking around here enough to see. This should have been done earlier, but I forgot to go back and get these, so we'll set them in here and take care of that later. Now, I got a ring here. Don't always have rings, but this one happens to have one because there's no trees there. All right. One more to go here. See how this goes. So we'll do it now. Put on my vest. Well, we're off, folks. It's 8:51. We're hooked up behind us, okay. Well, we're going to go about 6 miles, I think. Modified my plan. Originally I was going to go further up into Rainy instead of staying in the Narrows, but I think what I'll do is stay in the Narrows. There's some places there I can look around for moose tonight, so take the dinghy down there and check that out. That's some modified plans. I'm hand steering for a little bit here until we get through this pass. There's kind of a narrow place here where I have to go through, so rather than trying to steer with the autopilot, I figured just go through by hand. I'm just doing about 6 miles an hour. I figured there's no need to be in a big hurry today, so we're not going that far, and well, maybe we're not going that far. You know, it depends on whether the site is open. A boat left here this morning from this boat site, so I'm guessing that, you know, they're going back towards rental place. Perhaps not. They may be doing what I'm doing and taking short jaunts back. Although they left really early, which indicates to me that they were not going a short distance. Just to the left of that island there on the right is where the pass is. It kind of goes between the bigger island and this one, smaller one. Depths are good there, but all around that island is pretty shallow. I was thinking of going north of it, but it doesn't have a name on it. A lot of these islands are not named. I decided not to try to go around the north end and just stick with this particular pass. It's a known situation. Plenty deep. It's going to work or not. Okay, I got a microphone. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to get, this is kind of a maze of rocks and shoals in this area. I'm trying to get into this boat site. Never been into this one before. The idea was to do a little exploration with the dinghy later on, maybe, depending on what the site's like. And, you know, the bugs already, I can see the mosquitoes are going to be worse here. The wind come up a little bit, not strong, but it's a little breezier than it was. That helps keep the bugs down. There's a couple of rocks off the end of this point, so I got to avoid those. But I think I'm going in pretty well here. Not sure how good the site is. I haven't heard any reports. It's definitely a good moose area, so there's probably a good bug area. You know, you got a lot of lowland around here, so, or low swampy areas that tend to foster the growth of mosquitoes. We're still 19 feet, so looks like we're going in just fine. I still don't see the sign. We'll slow our way down here. 18. Okay, there's a sign. Looks like mostly rock. Now we're going to have to go by and take a look because this is all rock here. So I need to figure out where to go. 9 feet, so it got shallow quickly. Wind is behind me. I think I'll go in that low area just to the right of the sign. So which way do I turn? There's supposed to be a rock out here, so we'll try to turn tight. And then I gotta keep conscious of that wind. I don't know if it'll reach or not, that rope. Long line. Get it snug there. Both lines are about as tight as I can get. Well, considering the wind, it worked better than I thought it would. I guess we can leave it there. I don't know. There's a sharper rock there that I just soon not have. So if I could slide the bow over a little bit. Yeah, I can get it. Well, let's go turn the engine off. You're working against the engine. And then we can line it up to a little more favorable place. 3 feet, 3.2. All right, let's go sort this out a little bit more. Try to get the bow where it's a little bit less sharp rocks. It's pretty good where it's at right now, but let me double check. There's kind of a V here. If I could get over to that. Yeah, that's good enough right there. Tighten that up. Take it right back to the boat. I don't know if it'll reach, but okay, we're in pretty good shape. Take the vest off and double check both lines. Oh, well, the fire ring's over here, that's why. That's interesting. The tie-up is here, but the ring is over there. I mean, the fire ring is over. Okay, that's tight. Double check. Well, we made it. This site was open. Although if I'm gonna have a fire here, I'm gonna have to haul the wood quite a ways. Yeah, let's just snug this up a little bit. And a few half hitches to hold it, and I think we got it. And then behind to the southwest here is where I'm thinking might run across a moose, possibly. Got by with those lines. My lines should be about 10 feet longer, I guess. But 90% of the time it works, so I haven't bothered to get longer lines. All right, we need to get the gangplank out. Which way do I want to go? Well, this is the way to go, but I got the wood piled up here. Can I sneak in the corner here? Maybe put these extra lines there, move the propane tank out of the way, pile the wood a little bit more that way, and then we'll just put it a little bit. That's pretty good there. Shut things down. We have arrived. Walking up in the woods there, the mosquitoes didn't seem bad, so maybe it'll be okay here. Of course, this wind is helping here. It's kind of blowing right in here. We'll stop this. And what do we got? Looks like 6.4 miles, and we'll call it 8. VP8. It's charged up, so we'll turn that off or down. Stop. And then let's close up the Zoleo tracking so people know that we're here. Okay, 52 degrees water temperature. I'll turn that off. All right, we're heading into these backwaters to see if we can spot some wildlife tonight, especially moose, if at all possible. And I'm fishing a little bit right now just to see if we can't catch something. It was cool earlier, and all of a sudden it's gotten warm. I could probably take this vest off. Finally got the temperatures that they forecast, which was 75, but the water temperature is so cold that with the wind, it just are pretty cool all day. Okay, we're cruising down the south end here to see if we can get some wildlife sightings. Looks like a rock sticking up there, so pointed at you there so you can see it. Off to the right. I don't think it showed that on the chart. No, it doesn't. So I think in this area we're just going to have to be careful. Yeah, after arrival I baked some cookies and then had fresh cookies with Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and then went out, sat on the shore for a while, listened to music a couple times, made dinner around close to 4, I think. Sat on the shore again for a while, relaxed, listening to music, and then decided to get geared up for doing this wildlife excursion. So far, nothing. I did get one beaver, though, that slapped his tail, so we've irritated some beavers, I guess. Kind of on the reverse route now, trying to head back. So far, 2 pairs of Canadian geese is all I've seen, so. I kind of wonder if they come out at night rather than this time of day. It seems like this is a good time of day, but not very many bald eagles on this trip. I've seen 2 or 3, but I figured there would be more than that. And we still haven't seen bears on this. I don't think the whole time I've been here, several, 5 times now? I've never seen a black bear, and they're common, so I'm not sure what that's about. We'll keep looking. One of these days we'll find one. Had pork roast with potatoes, salad, rolls, and red wine for dinner. Filled me up pretty good, actually, overfull. Okay, what do I got up here? It's just a rock, I guess. I thought it might be a beaver. Yeah, we're going to string our way through some of these rocky islands. I'm a little disappointed. Maybe I need to go later in the evening I just had another beaver splash back there, so I've had probably the same beaver, but they are around. So quiet, and there's not a thing out here. You know, I saw those 2 pair Canada geese again, and the beavers twice. Nothing else. You just think there would be more critters. Okay, so I got to decide. Do I try to go through between those islands or not? I guess we'll try. If we run into rocks, we'll just turn around. But this little island straight ahead of me, I can go to the right or to the left. I'm going to go to the right. We'll see if that works. Coming through this really narrow spot, we're going to see if we can get through here. You can see how quiet it is, and there's just nothing. No birds tweeting or nothing. The other side of this island I couldn't get through. It was too shallow. And this could be too, so we'll have to be careful. I'm looking at the deep side on the right here is what I'm thinking. So I'll favor that side. And watch for rocks. Looks okay. Get out towards the middle. And then we go up around the corner here and we'll make a left turn and head back towards the boat. There's a shallow there. Okay, which way do I go? Let's go left. No rocks, it's just shallow. But there's a rock ahead of me there, and there's a log, so it's pretty shallow in here. It's about 1 foot deep. It's getting a little deeper here. We'll go out towards the middle. Well, not really. Still about the same. Well, we went down this last place here to see if we could find something, but no luck. So we'll head back. Like I said, we saw the 3 beavers and 2 pairs of Canada geese, but no moose, no bear. There's kind of a pass that goes up through the islands here so we can get back to where we're going. All right, we're just coming back to the boat. Not only was there kind of nothing to see on this trip, we also tried to fish a little bit and lost my lure. I got stuck on a log and lost it. So my luck fishing is just non-existent. It's unfortunate, but it just seems to be the way it is. Breeze was down while I was out. It was kind of warm. Now it's come up again. Guy on the port or starboard side is kind of far out, so it's going to hit the camera here. So I'm going to have to kind of come in slow here, catch it on the stern if I can. Get this line around this cleat.